Hey YouTube, first of all let's get rid of last year's camera bag. Let me show you what's in this year's camera bag 2023. Roll the intro. Alrighty, welcome back to another video, and as mentioned I'm going to talk to you about what is in my camera bag for 2023. A lot of people have done this video already this year. I'm a bit behind, but it might be useful for you to find something new that you might not have in your camera bag yet. So hopefully this video will be of some use to you. I'm actually travelling off to Lanzarote next week, so I thought it'd be an ideal time to run through what is in my camera bag, especially my travel camera bag as a sports photographer. I actually filmed this video already in Lanzarote when I was out there previously this year, but I thought the background was terrible, and as I'm thinking about being a bit more consistent on this channel, I thought why not just re-record it in my office space. So without further ado, let's get the first item of my bag on show. So the first item out of the old and in the new, it is a Tarion travel camera bag. This thing I have absolutely loved since picking it up, and it only cost £55, I think. So if you're looking for a camera bag that is ideal for 1-2 camera bodies and a few lenses and lots of space for kit and clothes even for traveling, then this is the bag for you. Again, I have absolutely loved this. It comes with plenty of space inside. It's even got a tripod or a gimbal holder on the side, or even a drinks bottle if you're out on shoot. And again, lots and lots of space at the top. It's even got on the inside space for memory cards, if you forget that. And also on the back side, it also comes with a travel laptop case as well, ideal for being in the airport. You can just whip that off via the zip and put it in security. So perfect little camera bag, and one bag that I would highly recommend to you guys this year if you don't have one already. You know, I've had low pros in the past which have been awesome, but I don't think anything comes close to this beast of a camera bag. So it's also waterproof and also comes with a waterproof cover as well. So double waterproofing, perfect for photographers and videographers. Let's talk about cameras. Alrighty, so for cameras, as a sports photographer and a sports videographer, it's really important to have something that is fast, gets high quality images, and just is comfortable to use really out in the field. So I've got, as a sports photographer and videographer, I've got one camera, the Sony a7R4, which is perfect for me for photography. Yes, the file sizes can be absolutely massive, mainly because that megapixel count is huge, but the quality of images is just second to none, and I absolutely love it. Perfect for my photos, and pair that with one of the lenses, which I'll talk about in a minute. It is just all-round decent piece of kit. And the second camera I shoot with for my video work is actually, I can't even wave to myself. Yeah, it's the A7 Mark IV, which is a hybrid camera, which is perfect for video work at the moment and still getting high quality images as well. I have no faults at all with the A7 IV. I have absolutely loved it since I have it. Sometimes I use the A7 IV more than I use the A7R4, basically because it's got all the features that the A1 has in it as well. So perfect little setup for me. As I said, photos on the A7R4 and videos on the A7 IV. Perfect. And the third camera I'm shooting on is with the GoPro Hero 11 Black. Huge upgrade for me this year because previously I had the GoPro Hero 7. So this thing, when the stabilization for one is just absolutely out of this world. So third camera I shoot with is with this, and I mainly capture some POV work with this on top of my cameras, mainly just to show and bring you guys along. And if you haven't seen any of my POV videos yet, I've left a card at the top for you to go and watch one. But yeah, awesome piece of kit, and who can fault GoPros really? I know people like other brands, but yeah, who can fault it? But yeah, there's all my cameras for you. Now let's talk about lenses. Alrighty, so camera lenses. I think camera lenses are probably more important than camera bodies in terms of getting decent footage and still work, and even more so for sports photographers, because you are looking for something that is fast, it catches focus really quickly, and is just super easy to use. So for me, I have three main lenses. One of them is filming right now, but the main one that I use pretty much 95% of the time is the Sony 70-200 f2.8 Mark II. Now previously I did have the Mark 1 and that was an absolute beast, but the Mark II is just wow. I mean, there's not enough to really say about this really. It is super fast at focusing. It weighs a lot less, so it saves my shoulder. And yeah, I mean, just generally, obviously there's a lot of updates on it compared to the Mark 1, so overall it is just an absolute monster, and I say I use this pretty much all the time for photos. But in terms of video work, there are two lenses that I mainly use, and that is either the Sony 20mm f2.8, which is, I know you're thinking 20mm, that's quite wide, but actually when it's stuck on a gimbal, you don't need to change the focal length, and obviously you can crop in if you're shooting top end 4K anyway, especially at APS-C mode. It crops down to about 30mm maybe, and just makes it a lot easier to use if you're on a gimbal. For example, if I am on the back of a motorbike, etc., changing focal length without putting all the extra wires on and stuff like that, it just makes it a lot easier. And this thing is so sharp, it is so sharp, and I even use this for a bit of astrophotography as well, and even some of these photos that I got last time I was in Lanzarote. And then the third lens that I use is a Sony, no, it's not even a Sony, it is a Sigma 24-70 f2.8. And now this thing is really sharp for both photos and for video work actually. And although I do get some problems with dust going on the inside of the lens, it doesn't actually affect any of the footage or photos that I get. It's just something that I think Sigma are looking to update or have updated with a newer model. But it is probably my favourite lens in terms of getting portrait photography for weddings, and obviously you've got that range from 24, which is starting on the best end for getting portraits, all the way up to 70, and if you crop that in, obviously it's then 80+ mils, so one of my favourite focal lengths. So in terms of what I have got in terms of kit for lenses, I've got such a good range. I've got 20mm, which I can shoot wide, I can shoot vlogs, I can do all that kind of stuff. And then I've obviously got a range of 24-70 on the camera that I'm shooting with now, and then from 70mm all the way up to 200. And if I want to crop in on this on 200 on my A7R4 for particular, you're going to get about 300mm and not lose any quality at all. So awesome bits of kit. Highly recommend if you are going to be getting into sports to get a, well, either a telephoto, or if you've got the money, get a 400mm or 300mm prime. But I pretty much shoot all my sport work on this 70-200. Perfect bit of kit. And yeah, let's talk about audio and other bits that are in my camera bag. So let's take a look at what else is inside of my camera bag for 2023, and in particular as a videographer, audio is king. Now this is something that I have particularly been building up over time, and is something that I will progress to build in the future. Now, one of the first bits of audio that I got on my Sony cameras in particular was this Sony ECM shotgun microphone. Now this thing is an absolute animal really. It's got good stabilization at the bottom, got lots of dials at the back for you to adjust your settings, and obviously comes with a dead cat as well on the top. Now in terms of audio quality, this thing is really good, and in particular I use this on a B camera or what have you now, because I've got another upgrade which you'll have seen on my chest right now. But this thing in particular, vlogs, filming large rooms and getting audio for large rooms, this thing can handle pretty much everything. And obviously with those setting adjustments, you've got a lot to cover you there, especially if you've got like vibrating noise in the room, etc., etc. That will cancel it out, no problem. One of the biggest bits of kit upgrade that I've got this year, and you'll see me using it now, mainly because my constant light just makes a bit of a humming sound, so hopefully this is better, is the DJI microphone set. Now it's already plugged into my camera as well. It comes with a nice little pouch. Everything that you need is on the inside of this, and it also charges it whilst you're on the go. It's got 2 little microphones with it. It's got the recording system in there as well. 2 bits of kit for you to use with your phones, etc. And then obviously comes with 2 wind buffs as well, which are nice and easy to attach. Now these things I've found I've been starting to use these a lot more for interviews and stuff like that. The sound quality is really, really good, and actually there's a lot of adaptability to what settings you can put these to. So great bit of kit. I'm still getting to know how to use it properly, but it is something that I am using more and more of now. The next thing to think about when you are in particular in videography, and some kit that I've got inside of my bag, is filters, in particular variable ND filters, just because I tend to be shooting in S-Log3, and so the picture profile is really flat, everything is a bit more grey. So when you're doing that, obviously the light is beamed up a lot more, and so by using filters you're then able to tone that light level back down. So I use KNF filters, and I've actually got step up rings, in particular for my 20mm because it's got a slightly smaller ring, and then I'm covered for that, the 70 to 200, and for the 24-70 as well. So filters are really important. I don't just use those for video though. I've got filters, UV filters, fixed ND filters, and also a CPL filter, particularly with any work with cars. You're able to just take out those reflections in the windows and stuff like that. Great for also if you're shooting by the sea as well. So there's just a few more things to finish up with in terms of what is in my camera bag, and you'll be surprised actually, I'll show you at the end how much or how easy it is to fit everything into this pretty beastly camera bag. I'm going to do a count of how many times I'm saying beast on this video, but emotional damage! One thing, obviously working as a photographer or a videographer, you have got some massive files on your camera being saved, and if you're out traveling or you're away for a few days, it's really important to carry some storage around with you. So I have 2 bits of kit that I carry in my camera bag. I have the Lackey, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I've got 2 terabytes of storage on this bad boy. And then also I carry around this little Samsung T7 Touch. Now this thing is really good in terms of if you're working away and someone wants to look at some of your best work. This is 500 gigabytes, this little thing. It's also got a safety security measure on there with a thumb touch, and basically anything that is saved on here, or everything that is saved on here, is just my best work, my favorite work, so I can quickly pull that up and show someone, even if it's in person or via email. And I just find this really handy, and it's smaller than well, it's not as small as a credit card, but I find it is very, very small, very, very light, and obviously makes everything that is valuable to you in terms of work so quick and easy to access. So this bit of kit is something I would highly recommend in particular, but storage in general, whether you've got something as big as this or what have you, because not every laptop or computer has big storage whilst you're away. So very important that you carry a few of these around, and I think I'm on my 2nd one of these already. So yeah, vitally important storage. So 2 more things to show you of what's left in my camera bag for 2023, and the penultimate piece of kit is my gimbal. It is the DJI, I'm going to keep saying DJI wrong, it's DJI, isn't it? I keep saying G's as J's, but anyway, it is the Ronin RS-C2. Something that I'm actually going to look to upgrade this year, just because I think it struggles to carry my 70-200, it actually struggles to make it fit on here. So I'm going to look to upgrade this, but in terms of what I have shot on this in particular with the 20mm or the 24-70. This piece of kit is invaluable as a videographer. Yes, there's reasons for shooting freehand, but there are also a lot of reasons for shooting on a gimbal to get your shots, your footage super smooth and still. I absolutely love this. I've got an attachment now from Small Rig, which now I can shoot bits of footage down nice and low. But in general, just an all-round piece of decent kit. Not cheap at all, but really invaluable for some of the work that I've been doing recently in particular. So yeah, and that just fits in my little tripod slot on the side, as you'll see in a minute. So the last bit of kit is this little black bag of magic. Now this thing includes literally everything that I need to make sure my kit is clean, it is running, and yeah, it's just, I don't even know where you can get this bag now, but if you can pick up a little bag that can keep all of your stuff in there, it is going to be essential. Now what I've got inside of my little black bag of magic, you might say, is batteries, spare batteries. I carry all of those in there. I've got my air rocket thingy. I always forget what they're called. But just to get the dust off of all of my lenses. I've got step-up rings, as I said earlier, for my filters. Sensor cleaners, sensor wipes, in case I need those on shoots. And then obviously I've got little cloths, again, to keep my kit clean, and a brush as well. I also talk about these bits of kit in another video that I will keep up there for you, and that is basically some essential buys for beginner photographers for Christmas, but you can apply this to any part of the year really. But yeah, I've also got Allen keys in there if I need to, and just more batteries basically. I've also got a little portable charger for my phone if I need to. But yeah, I put cables in there, I put chargers in there. At the moment it's just not properly topped up, but perfect bit of kit, and again doesn't take up too much room and just keeps everything in one place rather than rattling around in your bag. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Alrighty, so that is actually, I think that is actually it in terms of what is in my camera bag for 2023. I am probably going to see what the difference is between this video and next year, as I've already made lots of upgrades from last year. Oh dear, photography and videography is not cheap at all. But I'm probably quite glad that I do this as a full-time job now, so I can justify it a bit more than when I was doing it as a hobby. But there we go. Anyway, I'm going to put that down. But yeah, if you have any questions in regards to what kit I have got in my camera bag, you want to know any more, please do put a comment down in the comment section below. I'd love to get some interaction with you guys and talk about kit. It's just basically what I live for now, so I don't mind talking about it. But yeah, if you have any comments, you have any questions, please do leave those comments down below. But until the next video, which might be from Lanzarote, but until the next video, I'll see you then.